Hello. My name is Jackie and welcome to another speed build. So today I am in Sulani and I love this world. I think it's so beautiful and lush and just sparkling, and I am envious because I wish I was here right now. Because I'm in where I am in California, there's tons of wildfires right now, and looking out the window, the air is literally like brown and awful. So, anyone else from California, I hope you're being safe and staying indoors, and hopefully soon our weather will be beautiful and we can all go to the beach and breathe in the beautiful, clean air. But, until then, we will stay inside and safe. So, which is kind of weird because if anyone watched my Brindleton Bay build, I talk about how weird the weather is and how it's so strange that in the summertime there's like lightning and thunder and all that, and like why does that happen? But literally I think I cursed us because there was lightning and thunderstorms here where I live, and we like last week, and we had record-breaking heat and all of this all at the same time, which is so weird. But I swear it was like the universe being like, okay, here you go. Now, like, I'm not going to talk about it ever again. I am so sorry. Anyway, you gotta laugh about it, right? Like 2020 is so insane. You have to laugh about it or else we're gonna go flipping crazy. But anyway, back to the build. I had so much fun building this one. It is a camper on the beach, and I wanted it to look like as much like a non-residential lot as possible. So it is a residential lot. So only your Sims that live here are going to be able to like use these items, and it'll be like a typical residential lot. However, I didn't want it to look like that. I wanted it to look like it's a public place. So I had a lot of fun building this like pier area with like some public looking benches and a grill, and then a cute little fishing area over on the other side, so that the Sims that stopped here can kind of like use their resources here on this space as much as they can, like catch their own fish and use the grill and all of that stuff, so that they don't have to use like their stove inside if they don't want to, and things like that. And I imagine they're kind of eco-friendly as well. And yeah, again, just kind of like use their outside resources. And I really liked that idea. Of course, they will have to pay for the bills on this whole lot, so they might not actually be saving a whole lot of simoleons in actuality, but I still think it was a cool idea. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I think that this kind of lifestyle is super like, who hasn't imagined that they want to just like live off the beaten path and like, live off of like the land and stuff like that. It's kind of like one of those things that everyone thinks about doing, but it's not really like doable and stuff like that. But I think it's fun to think about. So anyway, now I am on to this side of the build where I wanted to add this little fire pit so that they can come and hang out and sit down and roast marshmallows and all of that fun stuff. So that is that side. Over here now I'm working on the camper itself, which I think turned out pretty good. I was a little bit nervous to start out because I haven't made something like this before, but it was actually pretty simple. I just started on the second floor and then lowered it down so that it's just sitting on top of that hitch, and it just kind of is floating on top. But I think it turned out pretty good. I liked how on the outside I wanted it to look like this older style, like an older vintage camper, and I think it turned out pretty good. I got some inspiration, of course, from Pinterest, like I always do, and I really liked like those renovated campers. There are some so like really beautiful beautifully renovated campers that are just amazing. Like they're just so beautiful. This one I got a little inspiration from that, but I think with like the constraints in the build items and stuff like that, I couldn't make it exactly like that, but I tried my best. I tried to make it very again, like a little bit retro, but also with a little bit of like a look of renovation on the inside, which you will see in a little bit. I also loved those using those skateboards and sized them up as surfboards, because obviously these Sims would surf. But I wish they could surf in the game. That would be awesome. But of course, they're not able to, which is a bummer. Maybe it's difficult because, you know, they would have to create waves and all that stuff and yada yada. But we can imagine, like always. So yeah, I just am now continuing with the outside. I add like a little seating area under that awning as well, which I got from the debug menu, I believe. And yeah, so I think that this little area turned out really cute. I wanted it to look really comfortable. I also added some of those little fizzy drinks right there, which I think are super nice. And I thought that they would spoil, but when I play tested, they actually don't spoil, or at least they haven't yet. So that was really cool. I also wanted to add like I wanted to try to add like the fizzing station to this build as well. However, the station is huge, so it just didn't make sense because obviously like if they're traveling around in this camper, they're not going to be able to fit a huge like fizzing station and just lug it around with them everywhere they go. So I do wish that they had more of those like crafting areas that were more compact. I think the woodworking table is a little bit smaller, but I just didn't add it. But you can definitely add whatever you want. In here, inside the camper, I am starting out with the kitchen, and I liked how the kitchen turned out, but at first I wanted to really try to do that trick where you turn around that long shelf on the side and place the refrigerator into it, so it kind of looks like it's like part of that shelving area. But when I play tested it, it didn't work, so I was a little bummed about that. I have seen it work in, you know, other people's builds, and I don't know how they did it. I couldn't get it to work, so maybe I'll play around with that more a little bit later. But you will see me kind of switch that out at the end of the build into just another regular shelf. But I do like how the rest of this area turned out. I loved cluttering everything up. And I also really enjoyed using this wallpaper, especially the flower one. I thought that was really cute. And here I am, I'm adding these postcards from the debug menu, and I just thought that was so fun because I imagine that they, just collected those postcards along their travels and wanted to display them on the refrigerator. I thought that was so fun. And over here, I am adding this little bench area, which is not usable because it's going to be blocked by the table, but I just thought it was really cute and just added a little bit of character to their camper. And as you can see, I removed the walls to add those little square pieces. What are they? Yeah, they're little vents from the build items, and I just sized them down and flipped them around so that I can add these chairs to make it look like pillows on the back. And I just thought that looked really cute. I love this little item. It's probably my favorite in the whole build. But of course I add some chairs here so that your Sims can sit down and eat here at the table just fine. Everything works really well. I was really surprised by how much I was able to add to this small space. It would have been considered a micro home, which would have been so cool because you would have gotten all of those like micro home perks in the game. But since I wanted to add that pier on the build, it counts those as tiles, and so that it's not considered a micro home, which really sucks. But I wish they would change that and not consider like deck space as actual living space tiles. Maybe it's something they'll change eventually, but it's okay. It just won't be a micro home, which is fine. And now I'm going into the bathroom. It is a 1-tile bathroom. So I didn't put a sink in here, which I think is totally fine because you have a sink right outside, like 3 tiles down. So I didn't think it was too much of an inconvenience not to have it in the bathroom. And it's not so cramped. So I just sized down a toilet, and I added that shower from we got it from the university pack. And I think that everything fit really nicely. I also added this curtain here on the outside, which I also think that worked really nicely. But the reason I had to use it was because if there was a door there, your Sims wouldn't be able to use the toilet. So I just thought that was a nice creative way to add some more character to the build. I really enjoyed fumbling over my words. I really enjoyed making this little sleeping area and adding all of that storage all the way around, because I think that is perfect for like this camper. Obviously, they would need a lot of storage space because it is so small, and so I imagine that this would be where they put like their clothes and all of their things, and it's just like tucked away nicely in there. And I think it turned out really good. I also play tested this bed, and I really wanted this to be for 2 Sims, and I know that we have some issues with like Sims scooting over if the bed is placed on the wall. So when I play tested it, the scooting over did work for me as long as I assigned the other side of the bed to the Sim that I wanted to sleep over there. And if they go to bed on their own, they would scoot over on their own. And so that worked for me most of the time. However, if I told them to go to bed, they wouldn't. So I don't know, you can play around with that. If not, then it definitely sleeps 1 Sim perfectly without a problem. On this side of the wall, I wanted to add some more clutter and some more storage spaces. I added an actual dresser right there on the side of the bed so that your Sims can, get ready there and all of that, and everything functions great. I also really appreciated that little that combo piece that we got from Tiny Living, the TV and what else is on there? Radio and bookshelf. I super appreciated that because if we didn't have it, I don't think that I would have been able to fit those pieces individually in this tiny space. I mean, I probably could have made it work, but that piece was perfect for that wall. And when I play tested everything worked great, because I know that sometimes the radio, like, they're not able to listen to it if it's placed in a weird place or if something is blocking it. But everything worked on here, so that was awesome. In here, you can see that I am changing things around a little bit in the kitchen because I just didn't really like the cabinets. And again, I had to fix that long cabinet and take it out because my Sims weren't able to use it. And I was able to add more clutter to the top of the fridge, so worked out perfectly. But we're on to the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.